Hey YouTube, welcome to a new video. I'm Philip Jacob and you're watching Metal Beings. On today's video, I'm going to be showing you the all-new BMW X3. So the car we are checking out today is the BMW X3 30i M Sport variant. So the initial launch of this facelift will be having only the 30i, the petrol variant. In future, the diesel, the 20D will also be coming up. But for now, it is this M Sport variant. So let's go in detail about this car's review. While checking out the headlights, you get the full LED headlamp system. They have a throw of 500 meters. They can do the high beam, low beam all by themselves. And while checking out the grills, you get the active Astring kidney grills. The benefit is that they can open and close depending on the engine's temperature, which again increases the aerodynamic efficiency of the car. And while checking out the front, just in between the grills you get the camera, which is a fisheye camera, which indicates that this car comes with a 360-degree camera. And also on the bumpers you have the 360-degree sensors too. And while checking out the wheel arches, you have the air curtain through which the air passes into the wheel arch, reduces the turbulence formed inside the wheel arches and increases the handling characteristics of the car. And the car comes with a 19-inch M Sport alloy wheels with run flat tire systems on them. The benefit of having this run flat tire system is that in case of a puncture, you can still drive at 80 km per hour speed up to 80 kilometers with zero pressure inside them. So this gives you the convenience of not getting stopped anywhere and still keep moving on even if you have a puncture on your car. And going further, while checking the side profile of the car, as you can notice, the wheel arches are also in body color, which gives a very good presence for the car. And while checking the outlinings, you get the black chrome finishing on them. The mirrors are electrically foldable with the indicators incorporated into them. You have the two-tone finishing on that. And while checking out the window outlinings, you have the black chrome finishing on them too, including the roof rails, which is again in the black chrome finish. In the side profile, the designing has become a bit more sharper. The front quarter panel, this being an M Sport variant, has the M badging and also the fin on it, which gives a very good look for the car. And while going to the rear, at the rear, there is a big change in the tail lamp setup. It is much more sharper design, and it also has this smoked finishing given to it, which gives a very good presence for the car actually on the road. At the back you have the BMW logo in the middle. Just underneath that you have the reversing camera, which is a part of the 360-degree camera. You have the X3 badging, and on the bumpers you have the fin setup with the dual tone finishing for the bumpers too. You have the 360-degree sensors embedded into it and a functional twin exhaust tailpipe, which is in trapezoidal in shape. And while checking out the boot of the car, just with a press of a button, you have an active boot which opens the boot completely. So after we fast forward, we have a great space at the back, and to increase that space you can also fold it by 40-20-40 split. You also have a 12-volt charging point at the back and few hooks. So using that 12-volt charging point, you can have a fridge or any convenient electrical item at the back itself, so you need not run the wires from the inside. You have a space saver donut wheel at the back, which is underneath the plank, so you don't have the discomfort of having the spare wheel also on the top, which gives a very practical space at the back. Right now we are seated inside the BMW X3, and this being the M Sport variant gets the M steering wheel. Left hand side you have the controls for the speed limiter and the cruise control, whereas on the right hand side you have the controls for the media. You get a fully digital instrument cluster. You can customize them as per your preference too. It changes depending on your driving modes. The steering wheel also gets the paddle shift, left hand side for downshift and the right hand side for upshift. The car comes with the Harman Kardon music system, and on the right hand side door you have the seat memory function of 2 memory functions on the whole, and the trim, which is a metallic finish, which also has the ambient lightings running on them. The main display is a touchscreen system which supports wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto feature too. Further down you have the AC controls, which has this brushed aluminum finishing on them, which continues to the dashboard and also to the AC vents, and below too you have the music system control. Further down you have the X3 badging and a small plank which you can slide it open, where you find a small space to keep in your mobile phone, and a USB charging point and a slot for your keys. You have two cup holders and a 12-volt charging point too. Further down you have the shifter, which is an 8-speed shifter. The car is coupled to an 8-speed gearbox and a 2-liter petrol engine which produces 252 bhp. Left hand side you have the controls for the main screen, and on the right hand side you have the different driving modes. Further down below, just below the handrest, you have a small space with a C port charging point too. So USB in the front and C point charging point at the back. The dashboard has this two-tone finish with the contrast stitching of the leather. The seats have the additional thigh support and the bolster support too, which are completely electrically controlled. This X3 comes with a synthetic leather on them. And checking out the rear. So right now I'm seated at the rear of the car and I have a practical space at the back too. This being a 3-zone AC conditioning, I have the 3rd zone at the back, and I also have 2 C-port charging points also at the back with the flow controller for the AC system at the back. The trims travel to the back doors too. You have the X badging with the brushed aluminum finishing. You have the ambient lightings at the back and also a manual sun blinder for the rear windows. If you want the handrest, you can also pull them out in the middle of the rear seats, and they comprise 2 cup holders in them, which you can just open with a press of a button. A pretty practical space to be in at the back. And for the headroom and legroom, it is pretty practical too. There is decent amount of headroom, legroom in this car. And to increase the roominess inside the cabin, you get a full panoramic sunroof which can be opened all the way to the back and gives a very good ambience for people seated at the back too. So that's it from me guys on the all new BMW X3. I hope you liked the review. If you like, please do like, share and subscribe. If you have any doubts on the car, please do let me know on the comment section down below. I'll see you guys later in another video with another car. Until then, goodbye.